Welcome everyone to the Hurting Humanity channel. I gotta cover this story that was aired on a local affiliate news station about, if you haven't heard, a zombie-like fungus that attacked and killed a tarantula. And they're actually comparing it, believe it or not, they're comparing it to a video game / television series. Of course, this is all predictive programming, called The Last of Us. And I'm going to play the news clip for you now because it's absolutely hysterical to listen to these Tavistock news agents. That's what they are. They're news operatives who do not get there organically. They're not going through the school system and, wow, he's a really good talker, we're going to put him on TV. They're all trained in mind control. That's what they're there to do. That's why they all talk the same and act the same. But listen to them on the news talking about this fungus, how it attacked and killed a tarantula. And they're calling it a zombie-like fungus, almost identical to the television show / video game The Last of Us.
A zombie fungus that inspired the hit video game and TV show The Last of Us has come to life and has claimed a victim in Peru. You might be safe if you're a human, but sadly, for one tarantula, it wasn't safe from the cordyceps fungus.
Now, he was infected by this fungus, and it took over his nervous system and forced him to come to this location. And then as he died, the fungus sprouted out of his body, allowing the spores to spread to another unsuspecting tarantula.
For now, it's only tarantulas. It's somewhat fascinating, but it's kind of nightmare fuel. Chris Catola, that's the researcher you just saw. He found the dead and infected tarantula in the jungle in Peru. As horrifying as the imagery is, he says seeing the fungus in action was a rare treat. However, isn't that scene right there how the movie starts? The researcher's looking at the fungus and it jumps on him and gets him in the humans, and then it goes to everybody else?
I don't remember. I just want to stay as far away from it as possible.
So that's pretty funny, right? I mean, it's funny in the sense of if you actually know what's going on and you're paying attention to the fungus that's spreading inside of people's bodies right now, and you know the plot of the show The Last of Us, then you'll start connecting the dots. Because, of course, when you look at that video that I just played for you, that news clip, and you read the comment section, you'll see how many sheeple there really are among us, right? One person says, from ants to beetles, now tarantulas. It's slowly moving to bigger species. If it jumps to a complete mammal, then we should be concerned. Well, my friend, you should be concerned because it's already jumped to mammals. It's already jumped to human beings because human beings have voluntarily taken a fungus inside their body. So what they're showing you is really just rubbing it right in your faces, right? The Last of Us plot, which I'll read for you now. The Last of Us is an American post-apocalyptic drama television series created for HBO based on the video game franchise. The series is set 20 years into a pandemic, which was caused by a mass fungal infection, which causes its hosts to transform into zombie-like creatures and causes the collapse of society. Does that sound familiar to anybody out there at all? Does it? Think about it. We're already how many years into a pandemic, which really wasn't a pandemic? We're going on 4 years, 5 years into it, right? And we're going on a couple of years since people have taken a fungal infection inside of their body. And in fact, we're actually already watching the hosts, which are the people who have taken a fungal infection inside their body, transforming into zombie-like creatures. In fact, if you're not familiar, I'll play for you now. The clip that he was talking about in that news story, he was talking about a scene where scientists were warning that the fungus, the zombie fungus, could control its hosts like a puppet. So this fungus inside the body could then control the mind. Does that sound familiar? Let me play for you the clip from The Last of Us.
Most probably something similar to influenza. Coughing.
I'm sorry, I meant people on planes.
With a global pandemic. Pan meaning the whole world becomes sick all at once.
I presume the prospect of a viral pandemic keeps you up at night as well?
No.
Just to be clear, you do think microorganisms pose a threat?
Oh, in the most dire terms.
Not bacteria, not viruses, so...
Fungus. Because there are some fungi who seek not to kill, but to control. Viruses can make us ill, but fungi can alter our very minds. There's a fungus that infects insects, gets inside an ant, for example, to the ant's brain, and then floods it with hallucinogens, thus bending the ant's mind. Fungus starts to direct the ant's behavior, telling it where to go, what to do, like a puppeteer. The fungus needs food to live, so it begins to devour its host from within, replacing the ant's flesh with its own. But it doesn't let its victim die. It keeps its puppet alive by preventing decomposition.
Fungal infection of this kind is real, but not in humans.
Fungi cannot survive if its host's internal temperature is over 94 degrees. But what if that were to change? What if the world were to get slightly warmer? Well, now, there is reason to evolve. One of them could become capable of burrowing into our brains and taking control, not of millions of us, billions of us. Billions of puppets with poisoned minds, permanently fixed on one unifying goal: to spread the infection to every last human alive by any means necessary. And there are no treatments for this, no cures. They don't exist. It's not even possible to make them.
So if that happens,
We lose.
So isn't it amazing how it all works, right? They're showing you out in the public. Of course, we know everything they show us is centuries. Let's not even say decades. Let's say centuries behind at this point, right? Where there's people, they're seeing that, they're going, oh my goodness, a tarantula got this fungus, and the fungus just grew on the tarantula. And it happened in ants, and it happened kind of like with the technology that they have, how we always talk about that, right? They show us this very small portion of the technology they have capable or at their disposal, right? And then they ease you into it. Well, these people out there see this and they're like, wow, it's just like the show The Last of Us. Because they have a sick, twisted sense of humor, the elites. We know that. They're sick, they're twisted, they're worse than any psychopath we've ever heard about. And they're pretty much telling you, hey, you know that show The Last of Us? Oh, I mean, that might happen in the future, but it's not going to happen in the future. It's already happening. It's already underway. The mutation is already underway. The transformation, because that fungal infection, let's just call it what it is, the black goo, is already inside of people. And if you've seen some of my videos over the years, I've really focused in on that word transformation, because it's a word that we've heard them use over and over and over again. Transformation, transformation, transformation. The transformation's underway. The transformation is needed. Rihanna, Beyonce, all these celebrities have constantly in their music videos and in their films constantly talked about a human transformation. And that transformation is long, long, long underway. And that transformation may as well be called what it is: a bioconvergence, the mixing of man and machine. And people out there don't have to worry about some virus outside spreading around and them catching it. They have to worry about the virus itself, the infection itself, the fungus itself getting inside of their bodies via you giving access to the government to your own body. And we have people who are doing it in many different ways. We have people who are giving access to their blood, to their veins directly. We have people who are giving access to their blood-brain barrier. We know that they're doing everything they can to get this type of stuff inside of our bodies, from dumping it in the sky to putting it in our food. But we also have people who are giving free access to the government to their own personal data by giving their DNA up over to the government. So they're already relinquishing their DNA on top of it, which helps complete the bioconvergence that's going on. So back to the story about this zombie parasite, cordyceps, and the fungus taking over an insect. They're telling you that this fungus is already taking over insects. Because remember, their books teach these specific people that we're like insects. Among them, we're like, what do they call it? Goyim. Cattle, they like to call us in their teaching. So they look at us as less than actual insects. So it's very metaphoric, or it's very apropos, as they say, for them to put out a news story talking about a zombie-like fungus spreading and then telling you, wait, it could happen to mammals in the future. It could. It's just insects now. It's just spiders. It could happen to mammals in 20 years, but 20 years from now, are you kidding me? It already happened about X amount of years ago, and people have done it to themselves willingly. So The Last of Us, which I did cover at the time, obviously, how convenient, right, that HBO picked up the video game that came out with predictive programming in the 20-teens, 2013, and then HBO rolled out this zombie series after zombie series after zombie series being popularized, normalized, released on the public, and they can't see anywhere past that. not realizing that they don't have to worry about somebody coughing on them. What they need to worry about is stuff that they're willingly putting inside their bodies that are actually going to turn them into human zombies. I thank everybody for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless all of you as always and your families.